Good evening. This is the Popper Scan video from Monday, April 1st. First stock on the Popper Scan tonight is REVU. Stock pretty much got decimated over the last couple of months. You recall this is the Princeton testing service, and they made a big mistake about a year ago that decided to get into the for-profit school sector right before that sector went splat, and that's pretty much dragged this stock down. Tanked on the earnings report. I read this a couple of weeks ago. Earnings report did not look as bad as the drop in this chart suggests. Now, I hate the for-profit school sector, but REVU's got a nice little side business, their original business, and it looks like, from looking at the action here, that the bottom could be in on this stock. At least in the near term. Breakout would be a move above 43 cents. Very, very interesting chart here. As you can see, some very nice upside if it does get on a move, with a move to 50 and 60 cents. Very possible here in the near term. Next stock on the Popper Scan play is Joe's, Joez. We jumped into this one in the chat room on Thursday, hit our first and our second target on the nose. You can see it's got some resistance here at the 120 level. So ideally what we'd probably want to see is this one pull back maybe to the 115 area. If it did get a break above 121, it could give a nice little scalp here tomorrow. So definitely one to keep an eye on. If you do jump in 120, 121, keep your stops pretty tight on this one. Next up on the Pop Scan for tonight is INO. Amex Biotech stock can be a frustrating play. This is a stock we played back in December and January. Stock would not move, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, went on a 50% run over the course of about 2 weeks. Breakout here would be a move above that 120, 121 is probably where I might look to jumping in on this one. Or, if you're able to get around 110 on this one and place your stops at the recent low of 108, might be a worthwhile trade there as well. Next up is HAFC. This has been on the Popper Scan quite a bit over the last couple of weeks, and this one looks like it is on the move. If you're playing this one, resistance right now is up there at 140, and then a possible breakout would be seen, let's just say 145 is where I would start considering a position on this one for a possible 150 break. Next up, GSAT, Global Star Satellite stock. Very, very close to a breakout here. 140 could give us a move up to that 150, 155 area. Pullbacks, you could possibly look to getting in if you can. The low today was 134, I believe. So maybe an interesting play if you can get in around 135 under with stops at 130, or add on a break of 140 with stops at $1.50. Next up, we got TSEM. Not a very nice candle on this one today. It's been gapping up over the last couple of days, but there's a little caveat to this one today. The SMH is up massive in after hours, up $1 plus on news that Texas Instruments just took out National Semiconductor for a 78% premium, and we've got the SMH trading up over $1 in after hours. So these small little tech plays could do well tomorrow. So this is definitely a play that could get some interest, especially if it gives a dip probably back to the 143 area. I might get interested in this one tomorrow for a possible scalp. CYCC, very, very close to a breakout today at that $1.50 level. Did get above it briefly, then got smacked all the way back down to the low today, and then closed decently higher. So definitely one to keep an eye on. Possible upside, 10 cents, which is not too bad given the price of this stock. Sirius, nice bounce back on this one today, and this one was looking like it was going to break out. And actually, if I drew a trend line on this one, let me You can see here on the trend line, a $1.75 could set this one free. This is definitely one, though, I would probably wait for a break of either the 183 level or the 188 level, and then that would be a play on the rule of two. So, one to keep an eye on. I'm not overly anxious to get into this one yet, but keep an eye on it definitely in case we get a run on this one in the near term on the rule of two action. Next up, we have LXRX. We've played this one a few times over the last couple of months. Looks like it might have put in a bottom. Possible add point would be $1.80 tomorrow, with possibly another test up on that $2 level. It sort of frustrated us a couple of times previously, but a breakthrough $1.80 tomorrow could give a 5 to 10 cents scalp on this one. GLCH, day 2 of a run. Typically, when they jump on the popper scan, we'll usually get a 2 to 4 day run. This one could see continuation up to that $2 level tomorrow. YRCW, this is that transportation company. I really do not like this sector, but has a really interesting chart here. If I was actually to draw the downtrend line, we've got a downtrend line possible breakout at 2, and it's had recent resistance at the $2 level. So for those of you looking for a trade around this price level, this could be an interesting little play that could give, a 10 to 20 cent pop depending on the volume that comes in. It's a stock that needs a lot of volume to move. So if you do jump into this one good thing, there was an uptick in volume today. When it usually moves, it needs big volume, like 8-10 million share volume days. So one to keep an eye on. Now, the next couple of plays look really interesting. DSCO, definitely by consideration on a break of 2 with a 220 target. And then another one with an almost identical chart is SNSS, which would also be a buy on a break of 2 with a 220 target. So 2 biotech stocks to definitely keep an eye on tomorrow. BPAX really frustrated us last week. I jumped into this one on Friday as a scalp position, got stopped out, so of course the damn thing runs today. Looking like it's going to make a move up to that 220 plus area, and then, if it gets a breakthrough 220, really could see a move up to the 235 area. Another one that we tried a week or so ago, biotech play, ANX, looking very interesting here. 220 is where I would look to add this one right now. We tried adding the 210. It just kept meandering around that 2 to 205 area. 220 break on volume would definitely see a move on this one to the 240 area. The uranium stocks, URG's actually been moving, but we've got URRE. Could get interesting on a 220 break tomorrow, and if the volume is there, could give a 10 to 20 cent pop over the next couple of days. It's got a nice little triangle. Actually, let me draw this in. Here you can see I drew the triangle in here. So yeah, that 220 break could be pretty key, especially if volume comes in on this one tomorrow. Keep an eye on the other uranium plays, URZ, URG, just to give you an idea. If you see those stocks moving, then just definitely on a volume break of 220 could give a nice little scalp. BLDP, the only reason I'm mentioning this one is when EMKR broke through this 250 level, it went on a rocket ride to the $3 level. So keep an eye on BLDP. A break at 250, especially if it's on volume tomorrow, could see a nice little run. And this one had a little bit of volume behind its move today, so that's the reason for the mention. Last but not least, we have EGHT, one of our gem plays from earlier this year. Would definitely be a nice little play on a break through the $3 level. It is right. It got through resistance towards the close today at 290. So keep an eye on this one tomorrow. Could give us a nice little move. So that's it for the popper scan plays today. SMH up very nicely in after hours. So we could be in store for a nice little market day tomorrow, especially in the tech stocks. I'll see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.